Today's topic is nature of management, and in this we will see that of science, how many features of science management possesses. So, let us discuss. Some authors regards management as science, some describes it as art, and some considers management is going towards the path of profession. So we will see. First I'm going to cover management in science. In the next two lectures I will cover management as art and management as profession. So many authors have many different views. Some regarded it as science, some regarded it as an art, and some says that no, it is going towards profession. So in order to conclude whether management is science or an art or a profession, we must understand the true nature of it. That is, first understand meaning of science, then meaning of art and profession, and then compare these with the management's meaning and characteristics. So in the process of doing so, we will first see the features of science, as purely as science. We see the features of science, and whether management features, then we will see the management features, and whether these management features replicates with the science features or not. So in today's lecture we will do this. So let us start. Let us see the features of science. So let me write the features of science. uh, Features of science. In this, the first feature of science is systematic body of knowledge. Systematic body of knowledge. So in it, organized and systematic study material is available. What it says that if you see in science, you will find that there is organized and systematic study material is available, which is used to acquire the knowledge of science, and it is available everywhere. Now the question is whether management is also having that systematic and organized study material. The answer is yes. Management also have the systematic and organized study material that we all see in the management courses. Even if you see the principles of management, which you will study in the second chapter, where you will see Henry Fayol's principles, and second one is F.W. Taylor's principles, F.W. Taylor's scientific principles, and Henry Fayol's 14 principle scientific principles. So if you see, then you will find the systematic body of knowledge in management also, through the study material which has been provided uh, in the management course, as well as the principle laid down of management, that is through Henry Fayol and Abdul Taylor, which we will study in the second chapter. So yes, the conclusion here we will derive is that yes, first feature of science is present in management, is present in management. So the first feature is there in management. So let's take the second feature, that is principles based on experiment. The second feature is whatever principles laid down in science, they are based on experiment. Principles are based on experiment. Now, scientific principles are generated or developed uh, through observations and repeated experiments. This is the process, right? Now, what about management principles? Are they also developed on based of these observations and repeated experiments? So to some extent we can say yes, but there's a difference. Management mainly deals with human body, a human being, sorry, and their behavior cannot be accurately predicted, and human nature bounds to change. They show different results in different situation. So in this, we can say that scientific principles are based on repetitive experiment and observations, and principles of management also to some extent replicates it, but not totally. So in this we can conclude that in this we can conclude that above feature is partially present, not fully present. That above feature is partially present and not fully present. So second principles which you have seen, or second feature which you have seen of science, it is partially present in management also but not fully present. Then we will see the third feature of science, whether it is present in management or not. The third one is universal validity. Universal validity. Now what it says, that scientific principles have universal applicability as well as validity, and they are universally acceptable. As we all know, that they applies universally, but management principle are not. They have to be modified according to the situation. So universally they are not that much acceptable, exact like science principles they are not. So let me take an example here. Let's say uh, let's say that law of vibration, or any other scientific law, if you see, as a principle of science, is applicable and accepted all over the world, whether it's India, whether USA, Australia, or Japan. In any given situation, you will see the law of vibration will work as it is, but management principles changes according to the situation. For example, a manager who is working in a healthy environment in USA, having different environment, and their performance will also be different. And and at the same time, suppose an Indian manager working in India in a different situation will give different output. So we can say that in this final conclusion which will derive in this feature of science is that uh, this feature this feature of science, that is universal validity, is not present in management. And let me write the final conclusion. So let us come to the final conclusion, that is one feature of science. What was that? That was systematic body of knowledge is present. Many time questions asks, as in the case study also, that tell me how many features of management is there in of science is there in management. So we will write one feature of science is present, that is systematic body of knowledge in management, whereas two features other two features are not present are not present. Hence we can say that hence we can say that management cannot be considered as pure science. We can say that not pure science, but it is an inexact science or social science, but not pure science.